Off the mic segment here. Interesting one today, Teddy. And in Philadelphia, we loved Roy Halladay. Toronto, they loved Roy Halladay. But something interesting about this goes in the Hall of Fame, very deservedly so. But the wife comes out yesterday and says in quote, it's not the Phillies Hall of Fame. It's not the Blue Jays Hall of Fame. Roy's going in as a Major League Baseball player, and that's what he is. And I just hope that he represents something to all of baseball, not just the Phillies fans or the Blue Jay fans, but to baseball as a whole. And that's how I think he should be represented. I actually, when it came out, he should be going in as I say this as a Phillies fan, he should be going in as a Toronto Blue Jay, where he made his bones, played there long enough. I didn't think there was any ill will, but kind of interesting that I guess he might have relayed to his wife before he passed away, or just his sentiments over the years after he retired, that maybe he didn't want to hurt either one of the fan bases. But I just thought it was real interesting, Teddy, when that came out, where he's not going in with the hat, but just as a baseball player. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the wife's call to make, because I don't mean to laugh about it. He passed in a stunt flying incident, we'll call it.
Unceremonious.
Whatever you want.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the wife gets to make the call. The wife's call? All right. He's going in as not a Philly or a Blue Jay. What do you say to that? Okay. And when we think back to Roy Halladay, we think of him as a Blue Jay and a Philly. It's not like he's associated with only one of those two uniforms. He's well associated with both. Wife didn't want to make the call? Okay. I don't care. Can I bet on it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but probably could. So maybe will it change? Will odds change? Because Teddy, it's looking really good about one of the bets that we were talking about a couple weeks ago. Will Bryce Harper and Manny Machado actually find the team before the Super Bowl? Tick tock, tick tock. But here's an article, Teddy, and here's something I always like to take a look at. It's the off season. It's the silly season in Philadelphia. Hey, Carson Wentz, he's the really mean in the locker room, and some guys don't like him. And now we turn it over to the ESPN report here of Jimmy Haslam and the Cleveland Browns. Line by line by line by line. And you know what I take out of this, Teddy, is that no matter what you do, as long as you own an NFL team, you absolutely print money, even if you don't have any idea what you're doing, Teddy. Your take on Jimmy Haslam and the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, it's a pretty it's an article that certainly doesn't give Browns fans much confidence about the front office moving forward. And when you have this many quotes in an article that's as well researched as this one, smells like fire, not just smoke. But the concept here for me is really simple. For some reason, people seem to think that people with money are smart. I can tell you for a fact, people with money are not any smarter than people without money. Right place, right time, lucky, call it what you will. Billionaires are just as stupid and dysfunctional as the rest of us. And when you talk about here's a guy that built Pilot J truck stops into a billion-dollar corporation. Pilot J truck stops and the Cleveland Browns, slightly different skill sets when it comes to putting those two disparate companies into proper working order. Clearly, Haslam's been better at truck stops than he has been at NFL ownership. But when you got billions, you can buy whatever you want. He bought the Browns. Browns fans have to deal with it every bit as much as Knicks fans have to deal with Dolan and all of that. Personally, I would love to see the cities own the teams like Green Bay does, but no one's going to let that happen. Yeah, that's communist, man. That's communist.
Yep, front page fodder for those guys. Reminds me a lot of Jerry Jones. At least Jerry Jones has a couple Super Bowls under his belt and a team that's in the playoffs currently.